Boone County Republican John Schickel intends to carry the Safer Kentucky Act into the Senate once it passes the House. And he's a big proponent of three-strike laws, like the one proposed for the Commonwealth.
Well, I fully support it. I think there's a sense in the community in the last several years that justice isn't being served on these crimes.
Such laws put repeat offenders in prison for 25 years to life after a third offense. 29 states nationwide have some version of this. Maryland amended its law to apply to four-time offenders, and Delaware amended it to only apply to serious felonies. 3 states went further, with Georgia, South Carolina, and Tennessee enacting two-strikes provisions for some serious violent crimes. And there's a federal version as well, as backed by then-President and Democrat Bill Clinton. Most were enacted in the mid-1990s after 2 high-profile murders in California sparked a wave nationally. But later studies indicated more than half of those in prison for 25 to life under California's three-strikes laws were there for nonviolent crimes. That state modified its law in 2012 to only include violent crimes. That's only what would be under consideration in Kentucky as well, says co-sponsor Jason Nemes of Middletown.
Most of your traditional three-strike laws have to do with any 3 felonies. It could be stealing my phone. This is 3 violent felonies. Only violent felons count. And if you commit 3 violent felonies, this bill puts you to the house for the rest of your life, not to prison. That's what I mean by the house.
The bill, especially the three-strikes provision, faces opposition from civil rights groups, including the ACLU, with Kungo Jacuna arguing the state already has a persistent felon statute that allows for extra sentencing.
You know, we've seen 3 strikes before laws throughout this country. It's taking us back to the 90s. We've seen studies that show that those laws don't, in fact, reduce crime.
Now, I spoke with lead sponsor Jared Bauman of Louisville today. He told me the crimes covered under the proposal would be the ones considered violent crimes by the Kentucky Parole Board. Those require offenders to serve 85% of their sentence. They include capital or Class A felonies, any killing or attempted killing of a police officer, firefighter, EMS worker, etc. while they're working on duty, several felony sexual offenses including rape, and robbery or burglary when there's an attempted actual assault or kidnapping. Back to you guys.
James, thank you. Lawmakers have until the end of February to introduce any new bills. The Kentucky General Assembly will continue to meet until midnight on April 15th. Democratic Governor Andy Beshear can veto the legislation, but Republicans hold supermajorities in both houses and could override a veto. You can read James's previous coverage of another provision in the crime bill, which some say would criminalize homelessness. You'll find a link inside this story at local12.com or on our free Local 12 News app.
Sure, you could stop watching now, but let's be honest, you want to see more. So click some of those links, or better yet, go ahead and tap subscribe. That way you'll catch more content from Local 12.